Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about AMC stock today. The stock is up 2.5%. This is at a time where the Russell 2000 is actually negative. Again, another weird kind of thing that is happening on the day where AMC is massively outperforming when other stocks maybe are not doing so. On top of that, AMC's short interest just broke over 30%. The FTD numbers are off the chain, and the 10-year Treasury yield is breaking out. And the next 24 hours or so are going to be insane. And I want to get you guys caught up to speed in what you need to know. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. So first things first, like I said, AMC is massively outperforming even the Russell index itself, which is kind of strange. Usually AMC does not do that. The Russell 2000 is down 0.5%, and AMC stock is up 2.5% today. Kind of weird, to say the least, but a positive nonetheless. You are getting a double moving average crossover today, which is, positive, and the stock had previously gapped up, filled the gap, and you've been trending higher ever since. Now, with such a strong outperformance today, it's kind of like someone knows something, but maybe not. I mean, the outperformance today should make you question if we're going to get some news soon. And that's maybe, a little heads up, because this is way different than what we have seen in the past for AMC, especially on a day where the 10-year Treasury yield is continuing to break out almost to a new high of the cycle. Last time we were at these high yields on the 10-year Treasury back here was October of 2022. October of 2022 was when the markets were at their lowest point. So something strange is definitely happening in the markets themselves. But AMC's reacting positively to that. Again, put on your tinfoil hat if you want to, but someone somewhere probably knows something. Now, as far as what's going on with AMC today, what the data looks like, the FTD numbers, well, for the day is about 12 million FTDs that need to be closed out here today. Very aggressive numbers, and that could be giving AMC a little bit of a positive effect. So I don't personally believe this is what's causing AMC to massively outperform the Russell 2000 by 500% today, but it's possible. It's possible that this is definitely helping out. I think, again, odds are someone probably knows something, and we're probably in for some good news. This comes after Adam Aron yesterday basically called out the FTDs again and the naked shorts. He says that AMC has been on the threshold securities list for multiple weeks, and that they have reached out to the New York Stock Exchange and FINRA, but previously, and they did so again in July, to put and keep this entire situation on their radar. So you are seeing maybe some optimism around that. We'll see. Maybe the regulatory agencies are doing something about it, but I highly doubt it. Now, as far as the data for AMC stock here today, cost to borrow fees are going up marginally. Cost to borrow fee from interactive brokers about 170%. Cost to borrow average 368%. Cost to borrow max almost 400%. Cost to borrow minimum at about 200%. Live short interest or free float at 30.09%. This is, absolutely insane. This should not be where it is. And that's ultimately going to help fuel this massive upside move that we all see coming. Now, you have 155.38 million shares that are currently sold short. If apes own a vast majority of AMC's float, as we expect they do, the short interest of free float is actually well over 30%. It could be well over 100%. So do go ahead and keep that in mind. Now, the option activity, if we take a look, you've seen 15 orders totaling $5.5 million with a positive order value of 4%. So a decently high day for options so far. Very, very negative as kind of we've typically been used to. Yeah, so there is that. I do want to give you guys the days to cover. That is sitting at 8.06, which is still very, very high. This is leading to a short score of 93, some of the highest short score numbers that we have seen for AMC. Utilization sitting at 81.7%, 190.96 million shares that are currently out on loan. And the free flow out on loan at about 37%. This is up about 10% in the last 3 months. In the last month, even, this is up 3.15%. And the short interest in the last 2 months is up 38.5%. Short interest jumped right here. It looks like about July 11th through July 12th and 13th. Short interest went from 22.5% to about 28%. Someone took a massive short position right in this time frame, and they've only been adding to those positions ever since, at a time where it does not look like they are going to be profitable on this trade. It looks like the courts are going to deny this. Even if they don't, the courts are going to crush the short thesis and allow AMC to raise billions and billions of dollars of capital. So either way you want to look at it, it's a losing trade for the shorts. Now, if we take a look at the earnings situation, these are going to be the next big catalyst. You have Amazon, you have Apple, Coinbase, Block, Airbnb, DraftKings, Cloudflare, Fortinet, Petrobras, and Wish. Amazon and Apple obviously going to be the big guys here. But we've already kind of got some heads up from Bloomberg that Apple's going to lower their guidance. So at this point, it looks more like a negative reaction to Apple. We'll obviously see Apple is a very weird company. They kind of can spin things however they want and seem to get the stock to go up. People just really like Apple. So if Apple has really good earnings or really bad earnings, that's what's going to affect the markets the most. I would lean towards negative earnings for Apple, but again, that is a risky bet to make if you are actually betting on that. And the economic data also tomorrow is going to be massively important. We really didn't have much for today. But tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, the unemployment rate for July, that's going to be coming out at about 8:30 in the morning. 3.6% is your expectation. If this comes in higher than 3.6%, it's on one hand, it's tightening of the labor market, but on the other hand, it's showing recession odds going up. So preferably, you'd want to see the unemployment rate come in at expectations. Around 3.6% would be the best case scenario. Non-farm payrolls, you're expecting those at about 200,000. If it comes in much higher than 200,000, well, that's obviously a problem because we don't want to see that many jobs being created. But if it comes in too low, that's also a problem. So best case scenario for both of these is probably coming in line with expectations, about 200,000 job ads for the non-farm payrolls. Now, if we take a look at the charts for AMC, like I said, you have previously gapped up back here on July 24th. You kind of sold down, hit the gap fill level, right, in which you gapped up from previously, and then you bounced right at that level. That was about $4.50 per share. Now you're trading at $4.91 per share. Again, a very strong day so far. And if you continue to kind of trend up here, this is a pretty good sign that someone might know something and you could be in for some good news. Think about this in context to what has happened recently with the S&P 500. Look at the S&P, or the NASDAQ for that matter. You've kind of been selling down for the last couple of days. You're definitely off of the highs that you've seen by about $10, right? Pretty decent little drop here. And AMC stock in this time period, these last couple of days, have actually been moving higher. So it's definitely something to keep on your radar. Kind of gets my spidey senses tingling in that regard. Now, the MACD is in positive territory. Still above this kind of level right here. and the yellow line is above the blue line. That is signaling some bullish momentum as well. So that is also positive. If you look at the RSI, that's at 54.31. After you got overbought, you came back down, and now you've slowly been trending to the upside. This is more normal of what I would expect. The RSI is curling up a little bit today. Could be a sign of further strength to come. At the very least, you don't look like you're weak here with AMC, which is, again, not really what you would expect before the stock, falls. So it's not really giving you a sign that you are going to see a fall anytime soon. I think one of the biggest stories, obviously, of the day today is that 10-year Treasury, because the yields keep going higher, and as we're speaking, the markets are trying to go higher. If you start to break out above the highest levels that we have seen so far in this cycle, well, what does that mean? Well, cost to borrow, cost to finance things goes higher, right? Any revolving lines of credit go higher. It really puts stress on anything that has to do with credit, loaning out money or getting money loaned to you. And increase the odds of a recession. It increases the odds of companies going bankrupt. Overall, not positive things. And once you really start to break out, above previous highs, that's usually a time where the markets are not very happy. At least that's what we've seen in October of 2022. So keep all of these things on your radar. Obviously, the biggest thing is going to be Apple earnings today and after hours. Some of these other smaller companies as well will be important, but it's definitely going to be Apple that takes the cake as far as what moves the markets from here or not, guys. So that is basically going to do it for this video. I think if you just look at AMC, look at what's going on today, if you look at the technicals, look at the short interest, it's hard to be negative right now. And it truly does look like someone knows something out there. Why is the Russell down 0.5% and AMC's down, and AMC's up about 2.5%? See, I went to say AMC's down. Like, normally if you say the Russell's down, you'd say AMC was down, but it's not, right? AMC's outperforming the Russell by about 5x today, doing 5 times better than the Russell 2000. It's all relative, right? Very strange. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comments section. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.